What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Wednesday. Y'all know what that means. That means we about to talk about Secret Invasion. Woo! Guys. Woo, that was we made it. We're finally at the end. But for those of y'all that are new here, I'm Emmanuel, Noisette, your host. We are going to talk about episode 6 of Secret Invasion, which means we're going to go into spoilers. We're going to break it down, we're going to review it, we're going to react to it. So if you have not watched the episode yet, or if you don't care about spoilers, you got to make your decision one way or another. But if you do want to leave a comment, if you want to join one of the live chats on YouTube, all you got to do is be a subscriber and you can go ahead and join up with the rest of the EFAM as well. But you have gotten your spoiler alert already, so don't blame me, if you mad about whatever gets spoiled. But y'all, we are going to go over this episode. So of course, there is a lot to react to. We are going to go through the whole episode. So, of course, just you can hold off on like things, reacting to things before we get to them. Of course, we'll go through everything, but we're not only going to react to this whole episode, but we're going to talk about the whole season. Because one thing I've told y'all before is that, I don't really like judging seasons until I actually see it. I can't judge a show till I see how it finishes, how it goes, and how it ends. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm very mixed right now. I do have a lot of thoughts. We will get through them though, for sure. Once we get towards the end of this. But why don't we get to some quick shout outs and see who is here with us tonight? We got Rim17 coming through. Thank you so much. Holding it down, especially for the Mod Squad. Thank you. Y'all make sure to get those likes up if you enjoy what you're watching. Let's see. Dexter Reason, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Last my kin, good to see you. Thank you for joining the live. Leandra, hello. Good to see you. My man John Robinson's here. What's going on, brother? Shy Nation is in the house. What is going on? Good to see you. Let's see. LD, hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. My man Johnny Washington's back. Good to see you, brother. Paul, what is up? How are you? Good to see you. What's up, Jay? How are you? Let's see. The Wanda's Credible channel. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you too. AJ, thank you so much for joining as always. Kimmy J, thank you so much. My little homie Aubrey, hello, ma'am. How you doing? Let's see who else. We got my man Nelson V is here. What is up? Tasha, how you doing? Let's see. I saw there we go. Another Mod Squad in the building with Kristen Pratt. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Treese, what is up? Mama J, how you doing? Stephanie, hello. Daniel, what is up? Who else I saw? There we go. Pamela, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. There we go. They got the homie Rhonda in the building. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I know some people are joining up. Let's see. My man Corey is here. My man Didier, what's going on? Jason, how you doing? There we go. Zia Latrice, hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Who else? Oh, wait, I saw the ninjas here. The homie Alib is here. And shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. Really appreciate it. But we have a lot to get through with this episode. So let us go ahead and jump into where this picked up and started. Let's see, where was it? I think it was right here. Okay, boom. So we got Priscilla here walking into her house again, and this is the aftermath of basically the attack. You see the purple blood, skull blood on the wall, and Fury gives her a call and basically is like, look, I'm finna leave, like take care of yourself, peace out, and Fury heads back to Skrullos, the camp or whatnot. We see the dummy car is there. Of course, that was the distraction, just so that Fury could come in, take out the Skrull guards, and boom, Fury is there to meet up with Gravik. As we know from the last episode, Gravik called him out, told him to bring that harvest with him, bring that young product with him. and that way they can get their business taken care of. Then we go back to Scrody. He is with the president now in the hospital, and he is still pushing for the assault on Russia. He wants the president to, of course, bomb Russia and start this nuclear war, because this is all according to Gravik's plan to get everyone to start fighting against each other, and basically for humanity to just kill itself. And of course, we had this other officer here that was kind of like, wait a minute now, like, you do realize it could be a false flag attack. This could be something else that's going on. We need to kind of keep our options open here, because it could be anything. Like, we don't really know what is really behind it. And Scrody was like, yo, shut up. Like, what you take? Stupid pills for breakfast? First of all, that was real bold for Scrody to just come at old girl like that. Now, I don't know what the ranking is. I'm not in the military. I don't know. If somebody knows, let me know. But I was like, bro, like, how you just gonna talk to another officer? Let me see. She had a whole bunch of award. Look at the decorations on her chest. You just gonna talk to her any type of way like that? Whoo! Look, them Skrulls be getting real bold out there, I tell you. But the president out here looking like a goofy, he don't know what to do. But he's just like listening to all this chaos or whatever. And Scrody's like, look, we need to push that bomb right now. We need to get this going right now. Then they show him all of the stuff that's going on in Russia, basically saying like, yeah, the Skrulls are in on it. But that was something that, if anything though, if anything was not a major red flag, it should have been Scrody and his pushing of trying to go to war. I'm just saying, any military strategic mind would know better than to just jump right into a nuclear war. Now, are there other options? Sure, there could be, but like the fact that Scrody was just like, yo, it's nuke or nothing, that right there should have been a red flag in itself, because any good tactical leader is going to consider all options. But Scrody was like, I don't want to hear none of that. We got to go to war, and that's it. So that really should have been a red flag. But clearly, this president is not all that bright, and he's just very reactionary. And for whatever reason, he just believed whatever it is. So I don't know. I don't know. But let's see here. We got a comment here. Let's grab this. My man Derek, what you got? I only watched one episode. Boring. It gives me Moon Knight vibes. Sorry, brother, but congratulations for making YouTube. Bend the knee. You're the first critic that I like. Been watching you for a long time. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Man, I don't know if I'd say Moon Knight vibes though. I mean, one episode though, like there was some action in this. I don't know. Like I think there was more action in this than there was in Moon Knight. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see what else do we. Okay, so then we move forward. We see that Fury is at the compound. He sees all of the people, dead, all the Skrulls dead. Now, here's the thing. We find out, obviously, that this is not actually Nick Fury, that this is really Gaia in disguise. And that makes this scene a little bit more powerful, right? Because you see here that she also notices that Beto, the other Skrull that she basically initiated and got into this place, she sees here that he also is one of these people that were killed by Gravik. So Gravik is building up a whole body count. These Skrulls are very sensitive to the fact that other Skrulls, die. Like, they don't like that. And if you recall, we saw that back when they had the Skrull snitch, right? Like in the previous episodes where they took him out to the woods and killed him, and all the Skrulls were like, yo, we not feeling this. We don't like it. And Gravik was the only one that did not flinch. He did not care. So this scene right here carries a little bit more weight now that we know that this is actually Gaia and not Fury. But with that said, of course, they try to play it off. You see here that like it is starting to get a whole lot more radioactive the longer you are in this area. Keep in mind that the Skrulls are immune to radiation. It does not bother them, but it would affect a normal human. That's why Gravik had told Fury to bring some iodine or whatever to the pills so that he can, protect himself from the radiation. But this is where you also see Fury or Gaia starting to do a limp. Why? Because she knows that there are all these cameras around this compound. And of course, Gravik is going to be looking. So she's really selling this idea that Fury is getting weaker because of the radiation. And again, because she knows she's being watched. Then we go back to Scrody, and he's getting a call from none other than Sonya. And Sonya was like, yo, Fury is coming for that tail right now. You better move the president because he is going to be a problem. And you already know Scrody don't like messing with Fury like that. Definitely feeling some type of way about it, but that definitely gets him going one way or another. But Fury starts taking his iodine pills to help against the radiation. And then all of a sudden it starts to lose them and drop them. And this is, of course, just a way to continue selling the idea that potentially he is getting weaker as he goes. And hold on, I'm sorry. So he is getting weaker. Where are we at? There we go. And of course, Gravik is buying all of this. Gravik is like, yo, like, I like this. This is the time for me to let you know how I really feel about everything. Because every villain got to have a good monologue at some point. And what I liked about this is he was saying, like, yo, do you remember where I got this face? And he was like, yo, this was the first human face that you told me to kill, and every time I killed, it took a piece out of me, and he's saying that all of this that is pushing him to the point where he is willing to just do the most against humanity, and it's all Fury's fault. He is like really going in, and man, let me tell you something. Kingsley Ben-Adir was doing some work. This was some great acting. Okay. Let me tell you something. I need to know if this was improvised or not. My man straight up grabbed Sam Jackson's face. He said, look at me. Okay. I'm over here being a full villain. You see this? So look, shout out to Kingsley Ben-Adir. My man was really, really eaten in this role. I love that moment. The performance I thought was fantastic. But just in case you might have potentially missed it, when he was saying like, yo, do you remember this face and stuff like that? Because we know that this is actually Gaia and it's not really Nick Fury, she doesn't know. She probably would not know because remember, Skrulls are only able to take, unless they hook you up to a machine and suck up your memories, they can only remember recent memories. And this is something that kind of made me wonder, could we trust a lot of the stuff that Gaia Fury was talking about during this scene? Because one thing that we ended up seeing was Fury was talking about how it was easier to save 8 billion people than it was to change their hearts and minds. And this really, you saw my man Gravik was like, word. He was like, yeah, for real. Because Fury knows this, though. Keep in mind, he grew up in the South. And I think this was more of a callback to knowing that, yo, it's easier to save a bunch of humans than trying to convince them that this or that is the right thing. Because this man grew up with racism all around him for decades. So he knows that it's not the easiest thing to make human beings feel a certain way, but it is easier to like just save them from themselves. But he also went on to talk about the relief that he felt from the blip, and that he didn't have to fight anymore. And I thought that this was a really good way to kind of play in to Gravik's obsession with him, because he said like, yo, I came back to Earth because of you. And we've seen that Gravik has done everything he can to really just focus his obsession with Fury. Like as he said, Fury was his hero after all. But he did come back. He gave this man the harvest or whatever, and that's the thing that had like all the abilities and all of that. But he was like, yo, I'm gonna give this to you under the condition that you just leave. Like take this, go away, go on some other planet, kill other people, whatever you want to do, just take it and go. Meanwhile, at the hospital, you see all these Secret Service agents dropping like flies. I ain't gonna lie, and I don't know if y'all thought about this either, but when we saw all those agents falling like that, I could have sworn that maybe we could have gotten the Wasp, or maybe I didn't think Ant-Man was going to show up, but I thought the Wasp was potentially going to show up, or maybe even Hank Pym, because if y'all recall in that What If episode, there was a silent assassin that was like killing people, and we couldn't see who was doing. I think, what was that, episode 3, 2, something like that in What If? I thought that's what we were getting, but of course it was just Nick Fury just pew pew shooting people. But I thought for a minute there that's who Nick Fury like called on the phone. But apparently, well, forget the fact that it was Maria Hill. Looks like she dead. Like Maria Hill is gone. She dead. She was not on the line like I think a lot of us thought. I think he was just talking to Gaia. Yeah, so much for that. Wait, hold on. I got some comments. Let me grab these. Let's see. Puma, what you got? Do you remember that Brady Bunch song? When it's time to change, it's time to rearrange. 23 superpowers between Gaia and Gravik, Kree, Skrull, war. Well, we'll see if there is going to be a war or not. And bro, I did not watch Brady Bunch like that. That was way before my time. I'm sorry. That's just I know 3 episodes of Brady Bunch that I could maybe even quote, if that. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Let's go. I'm gonna get back to the questions, but let's keep moving in the episode to catch up with y'all. Let's see here. Wait, hold on. Let me get this here. Ty with the super sticker. Thank you so much, Ty. I appreciate you. As always. Now we see here that the president has already put through this whole attack. Like this attack is going to happen, and it is something that is already in the works. And that is obviously something that we that is going on in the background. As for Gravik, this is something that he is driven to the point where he's like, yo, I don't care. I'm about to kill all of humanity. And all of this is really just because of the broken promise that Fury made to him. But like I said, he did give him the harvest, and we saw what that meant. He goes to the computer or whatever, and he puts it in, and we see a whole list of different, superheroes that got it. Captain Marvel, Drax, who else was it? Hulk, that's Groot. Who else? Gamora, Korg. It was a whole list of a bunch of people. Now, the funny thing is, there was only 2 names that I did not see show up, like superpowered individuals. I did not see Spider-Man, and I did not see Black Panther show up. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't know, whatever, but I didn't see them, and I'm kind of happy that didn't happen. But while of course he was getting his little concoction together, you see there now we got a standoff going on. We see Sonya confronting Scrody. And this was definitely the part where like now we have like a standoff because now the president, he got his gun, and it's just like a whole bunch of stuff going on. We see Gaia. Gaia Fury is getting a little confusing now. She's waiting. And then of course Gravik goes ahead, pulls this whole thing, and now he's beefed up. My man is juiced up, ready to go. He's got the harvest all inside of him. And he is ready to pretty much just put Nick Fury all the way away. However, that wasn't going to happen, mainly because as we know, that was not really Nick Fury. That was really Gaia, because now she too has the superpowers. You see the Hulk arm right over there. She was ready to go with it, and she punched this dude all the way out the building. And of course, once he came to and he found out that it was actually her, this was a shock to him, because don't forget, he thought that she was actually dead a long time ago. Remember, he shot her. He didn't know that she had extremis in her, and that was one of the main things that caused him to be so surprised. And then back at the hospital, of course, we find out that the real Nick Fury, he was here all along. So again, lying with the truth. When Sonya said that, yo, Nick Fury's coming for the president, she that was not a lie. He was coming for the president. But now we have this standoff, and I'm gonna just say this right now. This standoff, I thought, was so incredibly stupid. This standoff made no sense. And I'm gonna tell you why it made no sense. You just saw Sonya confront her previous boss, who she knew was a Skrull. You just saw her put a gun to his head. And when the other security came in, she was like, oh, no, it's all good. Pop, pop, see, that's a Skrull. Why wasn't that done here? Because the only reason why the president is paranoid at this point is because he doesn't know who's a Skrull or not. Y'all literally just did this. You literally just did this, and it was a complete waste of a fake setup of time. Now, it would have been different had you told me that, like, okay, the president doesn't know because there are two Nick Furies in front of him, or there are two Sonyas or two something. Okay, now that makes sense. This was just bad writing, because y'all literally showed us how easy it was to rectify this situation, and y'all just want to draw this out. This was dumb. This was dumb. This was not good writing, okay? Like, y'all could have solved this in 30 seconds instead of trying to drag it for 3 minutes. Anyway, as we go back to this fight, what the hell was this? What are y'all doing? What is it? The little heart, the Drax muscle arm? Okay. But this was just one of the many abilities that now Gaia has. We also see that she has the ability to dodge, stuff with ghost powers. We saw here with the Frost Beast, ice. She was able to get the ice powers as well. And then, of course, we saw the Ebony Maw from Gravik, where he could use the telekinesis and stuff. And look, this whole fight, I thought this is pretty much where the budget went to. We found out that this whole series cost $212 million. And I think most of it went into the VFX for this final battle scene. Now, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have a major problem with the visuals that was going on. I'm going to talk about the story element, but the visuals I thought were actually somewhat cleaner than previously uncooked VFX in the MCU. So I didn't have too much of an issue with it. I thought they were decent, for what it was, at least to just throw in a last minute battle like this. Of course, we see here, she gets Mantis's powers, tells my man to go night night. He goes night night and falls all the way down. Again, meanwhile, you got the whole nuclear situation going on. This bomb is about to pretty much go off at any moment here. So things are getting bad. We're still here with this stupid standoff. And Gaia's doing a superhero landing. I don't really know why, but okay. We're like, how y'all gonna make fun of? Y'all know superhero landings were cheesy. Y'all literally made fun of it in Black Widow, talking about she was a poser. So y'all were self-aware of it, but then y'all let this just keep happening? Y'all just gonna keep doing it? Whoo. Okay. I guess. Anyway, back at the hospital, Fury explains the whole Skrull plot, saying that everyone is in pods and that the president will kill them all if they were to like, let the nukes actually go off. And the president is still out here looking like a big goofy just because I don't know why he just this was bad writing. I'm sorry. This was I can't give this a pass. This was bad writing, and it was just really dumb. It was really dumb. So we're gonna skip that standoff. Anyway, Gravik. Oh, my man Gravik made a big mistake. Like father, like daughter, my man just had to go and put her daddy's name in his mouth. And y'all saw how Talos was when people had his daughter's name in their mouth. Yeah, she wasn't playing that at all. She says, zoink. And that was a wrap for Gravik. My man was done. Finito. He dead. Now, this is yet again something I got questions. I got questions. You got all these superpowers. One of the biggest superpowers you got was extremis. But a hole in your stomach is gonna kill you. Like I just need to know the rules. Now, if you tell me blowing someone up with extremis kills them, fine. If you tell me beheading someone with extremis kills them, fine. But a hole in the stomach? Like, he had a hole in his hand. He had a whole hole in his face when he got shot. A whole hole in his face. But a hole in the stomach? That kills you? Okay, Marvel. Okay. Back to the stupid standoff. Sonya ends up getting her gun taken away, which I still don't believe. I'm sorry. I don't believe this either. Sonya has been one of the coolest people in the entire show. She ain't never got by nobody. The only person that pulled a fast one on her was maybe Nick Fury. And now y'all gonna tell me Scrody was the one to do it? That was it? Whew. Anyway, Scrody dead. Turned into, Rava. I believe that was the actual name. And thankfully, the president finally came to his senses and called off the nuclear strike. This means that now Gaia can go in and free up the slaves. She frees up the captives. You see her freeing up the doctor. She freed up the art gallery guy or whatever. I think that was the prime minister. I forget who she was. But now to answer the questions from before, we finally found out where Rhodey was, which makes sense. He was here with all the other leaders. Now, this is the question that, I had said before, I was going to make a whole video about where was Rhodey and how long ago was Rhodey gone or whatever. But it seems like this just gave us the answer. Now, I think that a lot of people were thinking that Rhodey was captured back in Iron Man 2 potentially. But I think because of what we just saw with him in the hospital scrubs and stuff, it kind of makes sense based off of what we've seen, even though this show is very inconsistent anyway. It looks like the Skrulls capture people and they don't never change their clothes. They don't never shower these people. So I know that Skrullos place stank. It clearly stank because the last time we saw Rhodey in these scrubs was 2016 back in Civil War. So you mean to tell me that y'all had my man on ice that long? Y'all didn't give him no bath, no shower, no nothing at all? Whoo! Yikes. My man been out there just, funky. I know he been funky. But here's the thing. Even though Rhodey was out there like that, I know some people were, so what does that imply, right? That implies, because we also saw, not only was he here, let's see, Agent Ross was also here. So we got to find out whenever Agent Ross was wearing that black shirt or whatever, because he asked the big question, like, bro, how long you been here? And clearly Rhodey can't walk. Like, he's having trouble walking already. So this Rhodey, I think, is freshly injured from the wound or whatever that he got in Civil War. But now some people might ask, okay, if he was hurt during Civil War, what does that mean for like Endgame? That means he clearly didn't see Tony die and stuff like that. The one thing I'll say, and I think that this show kind of proved that already, when you look at the general that was going to do that nuclear strike from the submarine, and remember when they brought his son Zachary, right? Now keep in mind that was a Skrull that they already captured the real, military officer. But that Skrull that impersonated that military officer, he was willing to give up Talos in order to save Zachary. Why? I believe that when these Skrulls take these long-term memories and stuff, they also associate the emotions that go along with it. In other words, this Skrull that was impersonating this military person, they also started to take the feelings for that son, and they also mimicked it. So in the same sense, I think that Rava, who was Scrody all this time, I believe that they also took all of Rhodey's memories of being Tony's best friend. So when we do see Rhodey in Infinity War and in Endgame, even though that was a Skrull, that wasn't like fake, right? Yes, that was a Skrull, but like the feelings of seeing Tony die and to do all that stuff in Endgame, I think that that is how Rhodey would have felt, because Rava, the Skrull, took all of Rhodey's memories. So she connected the same way Rhodey would have connected. Now, what's interesting now is if it is true that we just got back to Civil War Rhodey, this gives Don Cheadle a good opportunity, I think, in Armor Wars to give us more insight that we've never gotten from Rhodey's character. So we've never really seen or heard Rhodey talk at length anyway, or in depth about how he felt or what he missed with Tony gone. But now this is going to create an interesting opportunity because he's got a lot of catching up to do. And as he's catching up, he's going to be feeling some things. And as he's catching up, as he's feeling, now we're going to see, it's a retroactive way for us to experience what we missed in between that time, if that makes sense. So it's an interesting thing that they're doing here. And I'm very curious to see how this plays out in Armor Wars. But don't be surprised if you see Rhodey in the braces. Like, he might be in the braces again because he probably never actually healed up. I don't know. But let's see. I got a couple comments here. I'm gonna try and get the ones that are on time, and then I'm gonna go back to the other ones. Let's see. Roger, Ant-Man and Wasp can't change their size due to their DNA. That ability would not have been in the suit. This is true. I don't think, now when I was talking about the Wasp or Ant-Man showing up, I was referring to the hospital scene. Like, I thought that they had called them in specifically for that. But you're right. It's the Pym particles that shrink them. They don't have any actual super abilities. It's the Pym particles in the suits that actually make them be able to change their size at will like that. But thank you so much, Roger. I appreciate it. Don't worry, I'm gonna go back to the old one, Sue. Let's see, Yolanda, thank you so much. Yes, I like both of them as well. Let's see. All right, let's go with Puma here. It has to be Thunderbolt to have an easy win to be president. Reconsider is just stupid. To give a gun, the writers are just sad. Hurry up and wrap it up. Yeah, I do think that we do have a pretty easy path for Thunderbolt to come in for sure. Let's see. Nelson, I don't think Graphic is dead or a major plot hole. I'm leaning towards plot hole. Marvel has a tendency of killing off villains like this. So I don't think that he's alive. I think that this is just their way to kill him. And I think that given the show's inconsistencies already, I think he's dead. Like, I don't think he's coming back. They're done with him at this point. So there goes that. Let's see. Gilberto, thank you so much. He should have said, "Where's Tony?" That would have been everything and make the show better. Now, maybe. I think right now he's probably more disoriented than anything. He's like he probably just woke up from the battlefield after getting knocked out. So he probably isn't even conscious of like what happened or who, what, where, when, nothing. He's probably still thinking, why am I not at the airport? Like, what happened with, with the Spider-Man and the giant people? Like, he's probably on that, mentality right now. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Alib, you said here the last time he was in that outfit was in Wakanda, but when though? Was it Wakanda the first time, like in 2018, before Infinity War, or Wakanda when in Wakanda Forever? Like, I don't know. I haven't looked yet, so I'm gonna have to go see what is up with that. But thank you so much, Kiki. What you got? I'm gonna need Sonya and Val in a scene together. That's all I need. I would love that scene. I think that would be very good. What's up, boy? What's up? You good? You good? Okay. I would love that as well. But thank you so much for that. And I'm gonna get back to y'all because y'all jumping ahead. So I'm gonna try and stay on, and then we'll get into that. We'll get y'all questions. Let's see what happened. Okay, so the president called off the nuke. Okay, we got all the people back. We see everybody. Yep, we got back to Rhodey. Okay. And now we get back to the president, and he confirmed that the Skrulls were responsible for the attack on his motorcade. But also he wanted to press Congress for emergency action to basically take all these aliens out. Yikes. Now, this is the big thing because right now, as we're going to find out later, he is basically starting up a lot of, let's just say, angry feelings. This reminds me of I told y'all, remember 9/11 and how all that sentiment and everything was anti-Muslim, anti-Middle East, people and stuff like that. It reminds me of when the Patriot Act, started to come into play, and people were just kind of like, yeah, Patriot Act, yeah, forget our government safety, or our privacy, forget the fact that the government could just do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, so it seems like this was another extreme measure that was taken by the president in order, as a reaction, to this thing to take out all the aliens. So that was definitely a big deal. And again, of course, we see Rhodey here is struggling as he is walking out, and he's like, yo, where am I? Like, what is going on? What is this? This is, I just don't get it. But we see here Fury, he goes back home, and his wife is already grilling him on whether he loves her brown or green cheeks. She just wants an answer. And he's just like, Lord have mercy. Like, didn't I tell you I love you already? Oh, golly. So he was just like, look, I ain't got time for all this. I'm leaving. And if you want to forgive me, fine. If you don't, whatever, you know where to find me. I'm going to be on the ship. Then we move forward, and Sonya meets up with Gaia. And she is basically offering Gaia a new deal. She was like, yo, we not going to do that Fury deal, okay? They can, the Skrulls can use us, and we can use y'all to basically make the planet safe for both Skrulls and humans. And I think that this is actually a really good deal because it's very different than what Fury offered. Keep in mind, he offered to use the Skrulls to help keep the planet safe and then find them a different home somewhere else. Sonya's like, nah, we done with that. Given all the craziness that the president pretty much just started up in the world, Earth can be your home, and we're just going to, and you guys can use my agency with our resources to make this home better for all y'all Skrulls. But at the same time, y'all got to help us out. And it's kind of crazy that like Fury didn't think about this either, like at all. Now, and the thing is, Fury had less Skrulls to deal with, right? Like Fury only had, I don't know what, a couple hundred or whatever to deal with at that time. That probably would have been a better deal to be like, hey, look, we're going to find a way to assimilate y'all, but y'all got to help protect the Earth. But Sonya, listen, again, Sonya is like one of the best characters in this whole thing. She came up with a better plan. She was like, no, y'all Skrulls finna help us now. Okay, we'll put you under the witness protection program or whatever, but y'all gonna help us, you know. So, you know, hey, that was, I like that plan. I thought that actually made a lot of sense. And of course, this is definitely going to come in handy somewhere down the line in the future for sure. But then, of course, we see the president getting a phone call from Fury. And Fury was like, yo, that was some good little hate speech that you had there, you know, but you did make a bad situation even worse. And it's going to make you a one-term president, you know, which, as mentioned before, this is definitely going to pave the way for General Thunderbolt Ross to become president very soon. And of course, y'all know he is played by Harrison Ford. And of course, then we see Sonya going through and revealing all the humans that have been captured over time. And, you know, this is definitely kind of chilling to see all of this. But the crazy thing here is Gaia looks surprised too. Gaia didn't know. She looked like she didn't know nothing about all these bodies that had gotten captured during this time, which means it's kind of crazy because it's like, yo, all the time you think Gaia was in the loop, but she really wasn't. She didn't know that Gravik had killed her mama. She didn't know that Gravik killed Beto. She didn't know a lot of stuff until much later. So this is kind of interesting to see her, you know, also be shocked by this. But then, of course, we see, you know, what's going on. They go to the cable news network. You got these vigilante groups just basically assassinating folks who they know or who they think are Skrulls. And this is what Fury was talking about. He was like, yo, the president, you done messed up because you made all these people with your speech. You made these vigilante groups go out there and kill. Yeah, they're killing the bad Skrulls, right? But then you got the good Skrulls that are also getting attacked. And these were the Skrulls that actually want to help out humans. But y'all got them out there really riled up. And on top of that, you got these vigilantes going out there and killing the real people. These were the real people. Like, that was the real prime minister that they went and killed. Why? Because people can't tell the difference on who's a Skrull or not. And this is something that is going to cause mass paranoia, and it's definitely a problem. And one thing I had just tweeted not too long ago, when I was doing the press conference for Secret Invasion, one thing Kevin Feige said was like the ramifications, you're going to feel the repercussions in the MCU with this. And this, I think, is a good representation of that. The fact that you got people out here going nuts, you got random people. This is not like the government, okay? This is not like secret agencies that are going out there and these are random people, gun-toting, America first, gun-toting people that are out there, you know, that believe that they're doing the civic duties, I guess. And they're just killing innocents. They're killing Skrulls, good, bad, in between. It don't matter, not one to them. So this is definitely a huge, huge ramification for the MCU. But the president, man, he was like, look, the old Nick Fury would have known how this was going to go anyway. You going to have to deal with this one way or another. And if you don't like all these Skrulls getting killed, get them off my planet. I mean, that's kind of the line that's being drawn. Now, what's interesting about that when he said it was the fact that it implies that Nick Fury in the past would have already known what the deal is. The Nick Fury of the past would have been like, yo, y'all Skrulls, y'all gotta go. Ain't no way y'all can stay here at all. And he did kind of communicate that to Talos, etc. But this also implies the fact that Nick is changing, or he has changed. The fact that the president was like, yo, the old Nick Fury would have done this. Well, clearly the new Nick Fury is way more empathetic to Skrulls. Now, we know why, given his personal relationships and stuff. But it is an interesting development to see that from him. Hold on, I got a lot of comments. Let me see. Let's see, Lady M, what you got? Ritson is definitely in his feelings, and I don't believe for 1 second Scrody outmaneuvered Deadly Mary Poppins. I like that. No, listen, bad writing, because ain't no way Deadly Mary Poppins was finna get outdone like that. She literally tortured a whole Skrull that was like 10 times her height, her strength, everything. Bad. It was just bad. But thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Let's see. Kiki, what you got here? This is why Disney should have kept the original title of New World Order for the next Cat movie. It fits well with vigilantes killing folks. I totally agree with you on that, because to me it makes zero sense. What is brave? What's brave about this new world that they finna do? What is brave? Why they put this Pocahontas type of title on this Captain America movie? New World Order sounds a whole lot better, because it is a whole new world now. This is a whole different situation given that. So I totally agree with you on that. It makes zero sense. Let's see. Puma, what you said here? It's funny how Thor's crew won't be affected though. Yeah, I mean they are pretty irrelevant at this point. So yes, I'm definitely with you on that. Let's see. Antoinette, what you got? Maybe Gravik died because she used Captain Marvel's power, which is different from a knife or a bullet. Maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like it's so hard to tell, because I mean, Gravik had Captain Marvel's power too. I don't know. That, look, at this point, that might be a better explanation than what we got. So sure. All right. Thank you, Antoinette. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get to those in a second. Let's see. Do I get yes, okay, we can get to those now. Let's see, Mr. Bobby Wright. Gaia is OP as F, yes, and needs to be fixed. This is worse than Superman. She basically can't be touched. So I 100% agree with you on that. And this is probably one of my biggest issues with this season. And probably in the MCU. Like, it makes zero sense that you would have her be this powerful. It's bad writing. This is very bad writing. Like, if you were to sit here and tell me that, like, okay, maybe they got 2 or 3 extra powers, okay, fine. Because even in the comics, the Super Skrull was mainly he had the powers of the Fantastic Four. Okay, just cap it at 4. Cap it at 4 different abilities. But to have damn near everybody from Endgame, everybody, Captain Marvel herself is overpowered. I told y'all that was a Superman problem, because she ain't got no kryptonite. There's nothing to stop it. I mean, here's the other problem I have with that whole fight. It also makes no sense. Gaia is not as experienced, and she's not even as old as Gravik. Gravik has gone through some things. Gravik has fought. He had experience, and he just got beat just like that. You just gonna choke him out and just kill him just like that? We're not gonna talk about. I know some people had issues with the fact that they quickly were able to get their powers and just know how to use them. I'm gonna give that a pass only because the Skrulls are literally an alien race that can control every molecule of their body. So I'm not going to fault them for potentially knowing how to deal with the new molecules in their body. So I don't think that that's bad writing. I don't think that that's a problem that they quickly magically know how to do it. It kind of makes sense because they are aliens. What you doing? Okay. But the fact that y'all gave her every power under the sun, that's stupid. That's bad. That is not good at all. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Bobby Wright. Video channel, what you got? Okay, E-Man, I think Kevin Feige lost his touch. Also, no gun, Russos, and the lack of a leader. No Stark, Steve, T'Challa is killing the MCU slowly. So I've talked about this before. It's not so much that Kevin Feige has lost his touch. These are the ramifications of what happens during phase 4. I told y'all that this is the byproduct. Listen, we are just catching up, okay? We're catching, what is it? It's 2023 right now. We are just now catching up to decisions that were made back in 2020, back in 2021. We're not going to see the real change in Marvel. Keep in mind, they recently, Bob Iger, even Kevin Feige, they just started talking about how everything was going to slow down and how maybe they got to get back to business. They said that almost months ago, if not last year. We're not going to see that until maybe 2025 because that's the way movies and TVs work, right? We are not going to see the products until way later. But yes, they were stretched thin because they made the brilliant idea to just hurry up and make more content. That's on Bob Chapek. That's on Kevin Feige. That's on basically everybody because it was a different time during the pandemic. Everyone wanted to rush and make content for the streaming platforms. And what happened was they got ran too thin. There was no more quality control. Kevin Feige thought that he can give his stuff off to his little producers. And guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. So we're seeing that now. We're seeing how, yes, he messed up by thinking that he could do that. And not just him, but Bob Chapek and the powers that be, they thought that by stretching everything in the MCU, more content was just going to save everything. It wasn't. It was a bad idea, and everybody's to blame. But so far, and hopefully they are going to adjust, slow down, stop giving us these weak things. I think Marvel is fully aware that phase 4 was weak. I think they are fully aware that they were stretched too thin and that they can't do that no more. They have to slow down because one thing that this proved was like, this was just, y'all spent way too much money to have this type of impact. It was just not worth it at all. So I will say that like Kevin Feige and Disney overall, because Disney forced him to also do this. They're both, at fault for this. I feel like they have learned that from this lesson, but I'm just saying that we are not going to see this until the newer stuff comes out. So expect to see a little bit more dragging of the feet until, I don't know, Deadpool comes out, maybe Blade or something like that. But we're not going to get out of this until a lot later with that. But let's see. Let's move on. Where do we leave off? Oh, okay. Let's get to the scene. So Fury's about to leave. The funny thing here, though, is with this whole conversation, I'm going to get those other comments too. Don't y'all worry. With that whole conversation that he had with the president, this is the other thing that bothers me. This bothered me. You have Nick Fury on the phone with him. Do y'all remember in the last episode when the president was getting rolled in? What did Nick Fury say to him? Now, the president was unconscious, but what did he say to him? President, don't trust, Rhodey. He's a Skrull, da-da-da-da-da. You got the president on the hotline bling. Just right there. You got him on the hotline. It's real funny to me during this conversation that Nick Fury didn't even mention that the president's life was saved by Talos. That the president, who is now all hateful against aliens and stuff like that, you couldn't mention that your best friend who died and gave his life, you couldn't mention that? So basically, Talos died for nothing? Like, for real? Not one word. Because that was the whole reason Talos even tried to save the president, was so that there would not be animosity, so that the president and the rest of the country would see the difference in good Skrulls and bad Skrulls. That was literally what this man was fighting for. And it's what he died for. Fury, you couldn't have said nothing? You couldn't have just been like, hey, man, my boy Talos saved you. hey man, you over here talking about all these Skrulls and everything. You know they saved your tail, right? So Talos died for nothing, essentially. Now, it would be different and better writing if you were to sit here and say, hey, you know what? Fury called him up, was like, hey, my man Talos did this, this, and this, and the president still ignored it and didn't care. Now that speaks to how bad of a character, or how evil of a character, I guess, the president is. But the fact that y'all just glossed over that, you just did, like, what was the point of Talos dying? You literally could have taken Talos completely out of the equation, and the president would have came to the same conclusion. You literally could have. So it was a complete waste. I didn't like it. I thought that was bad writing in that case. But anyway, we go back to Fury. He's getting ready to leave. Not until, of course, his woman comes up, and she pulls up and she told him, like, yo, I want you to call me by my intergalactic government name, Vara. Like that's what I need to be addressed as. And he was like, all right, that's all good. I got you. And he was like, yo, like, the Kree are open to peace talks with the Skrulls. He wants her to help him with this peace summit, between the Skrulls and the Kree, because apparently she's like the best diplomat that the Skrulls have, and at this point he asked her to come with him, but she was like, look, I'm gonna help you, I'll come, but like I'm only gonna help you get started. I'm not gonna help you really do everything here. But this is the part where I'm kind of confused, because she was like, my work is here, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, your work is here. Now, y'all help me out with this, because I'm a little confused. Maybe I missed something, and if I did, please correct me in the comments or something. Where does Vara work? What does she do? Like, do y'all know what she does? Like, I've only seen Vara chopping up some carrots. She was growing some things at home. What does she do? Because I'm under the impression, like, Vara, now you know good and well, your ass ain't got no job, because you out here looking like my man Tommy like that, because I don't understand what you do for a living. Do y'all know what she does? I don't. I don't know what she finna go back to. If y'all can help me out and let me know, because unless she flipping them, look, we did see a garden back there. We saw a garden all in her house. So maybe she, maybe she's selling, maybe she a pusher. I don't know. Maybe she pushes stuff to them Skrulls or something. I don't get it. Because I'm like, I ain't seen you do no work. I ain't seen you do no work. I don't see you go to no job. What job you go to? The black building or the white building? What are you talking about? Okay, Vara, whatever. Your job. You got work. You got work to do. Okay. Anyway, she said she wanted to be called by her government name, and she told Fury that she wants to tell him that she loved him, but of course she had to do it in her own skin. And then she was like, like, you love me too. And he was like, yeah, girl, I love you too. With all your greenness and everything. And then they get to smooching, and then some smooching some more. And I don't know about y'all, but I ain't see not one chapstick, not one lip moisturizer. I ain't see no oil of Olay. I ain't seen no shea butter, cocoa butter, nothing. And them teeth still sharp. Y'all see the teeth? I told y'all about them Skrull teeth. Okay, them teeth. She ain't put them veneers in. Okay, she didn't put the veneers in or nothing. She just went ahead and kissed this man. Nick Fury ain't got no tongue. His tongue is gone. Them lips are chopped up. They bleeding already. I already know it. That's why they never show you his face, because he needs time to go heal. He cannot talk at all, because look at these chompers. These chompers right here. Y'all gonna kiss that? Listen, if she asked me if I loved her, I'll be like, yup, forehead kiss, just like that. We not locking lips. Baby, I love you. Yep. Go on. Yep. That's the only kiss you getting. Not with them lips. Not with them teeth. No, ma'am. Can't do it. But let's see. Let me grab these comments now. Okay, now we hear Dex. What you got? Gravik, bruh, carried a lot of this show, but show don't tell. Missed opportunity, not to show his backstory. I don't know if we needed his backstory so much. Now don't get me wrong. Kingsley Ben-Adir did a fantastic job. But the reason why I don't think we needed a lot of backstory is because I don't think his motivations were that deep. All he said was just like, yo, it was a broken promise. It's not like there were a bunch of twists and turns in his backstory that we needed to see. He was just mad because he was like, yo, it's been like 20, 30 years and we ain't got no home. That was it. I don't think it was that deep. It didn't seem that deep to me. So I don't know if we needed it. But I will say that we definitely needed more episodes for this show. That was definitely something we needed. Puma, what you got? Bad writing. This is why we don't want AI or bad writing. If this is what the MCU has left, they're gonna need to send us checks to make it make sense. Yeah, no, it's I wouldn't say that this is like this definitely needed some more quality control, because I think what it should tell the MCU is you can't just keep throwing a lot of money at this to solve the issues, because you have right now a storytelling problem. The MCU has a problem with telling its stories in too short of amount of time, and it's not fulfilling. We've seen this happen way too often, and this was just further further confirmation of that for sure. Yolanda, thank you so much. We're better together. Let's hear it for mature Black and green love. Yes, I love the love together. This was true interspecies, interracial, whatever you want to call it, love. But the other good thing about it is it does show that at least there's potential, right? So like you have the two dynamics of the world is going crazy. You got the president, vigilantes, people not liking aliens and stuff, but then you got, the Black and green love, together as well. So, it's an interesting dynamic that they're trying to put out there. Puma, this is funny when Spectrum can see light. This is not OP. Yes. So I'm assuming you mean Monica Rambeau potentially at that point. But here, by the way, this is another issue too, because Captain Marvel, I already told y'all she was already OP, but like the fact that she can go binary and they had Gaia going binary, like it's too much. It's too much. It's way too much. It's not a good look. Nelson, what you got? Was Gravik's power slightly weaker than Gaia's? No, it's bad writing. No. He was just as powerful as her. That's why it made no sense to have her defeat him, because in my opinion, he was a more skilled, more experienced writer. He's older than her. I think so. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. But he's been through more stuff, at least from what they told us. They said that he was he fought off all these people when his parents died and all this. So he's a little bit more battle-minded, conditioned, I think, than she is. So no, in my opinion, it was just bad writing as to why she lost or why she won. Lady M, thank you so much. I'm telling myself, Fury briefed Gaia on the power she gained. Also, maybe she is the answer for Kang. Spectrum is her answer. Either way, these writers had one foot out the door during this one. Yes, I don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I don't want to see her no more. I don't want to see Gaia anymore, because it's the same. It's gonna be a similar, if not same, issue with Captain Marvel. When in doubt, when problems are happening, especially now that the English folks with Sonya have recruited them. Now you have the issue of, okay, well, when something big or crazy goes on, if something's happening, where's Gaia? Because we was asking the same thing with Captain Marvel. The only difference is at least when things were going down, Captain Marvel was like, well, I'm off somewhere else. I'm at some other galaxy. I'm on some other planet. That was literally Captain Marvel's only weakness. Her only weakness was that she couldn't be everywhere all at once. Well, at this point, you got Gaia. She's on Earth, so there better not be nothing that happens on Earth. Because if Gaia's not there, we're going to be asking, why not? What is Gaia doing that she can't be there to help out some way, somehow? But anyway, to your first point, I think that we don't need a deep explanation as to how they're able to control the powers. Again, this is the alien species. So because they're alien, we can suspend enough belief that they just so happen to be on a different level. They can control their molecules to the tiniest bit. So I don't think it needs a deep explanation in that situation. Lady M, back at it. Thank you so much. Fury used Extremis to be with her. He must have used something. Because I don't know how them chompers, woo, just, oh, give me a kiss. Woo, yikes, 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 yikes. No, thank you. No, thank you. Just my opinion reviews. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Y'all know what to do. Go subscribe to my man right there. He's in my favorite channel list. And so the Kree and the Skrulls are going to be at peace now. What the F? Episode was musty gutter booty trash. Vomit. So I think the Kree Skrull thing is mainly a byproduct of basically Captain Marvel beating them and destroying whatever the ending was for Captain Marvel. I think the Kree were just kind of like, all right, we quit. Like Captain Marvel gonna beat our tails. She too powerful, whatever. So I wonder if this Peace Summit thing is a setup for what we're going to get in the Marvels. Keep in mind, we already saw the spoiler that Nick Fury was going to be in the Marvels. And there's clearly going to be some, I would not be surprised if some Skrulls also show up. But now we know why Nick Fury is back in space, and it's probably to broker this Peace Summit deal in some way, shape, or form. But listen, the episode had some issues. It had some issues. The more I go into it, the more I'm starting to see it. Aleve, thank you so much. Dr. Priscilla Davis, put some respect on that PhD. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I mean, did she though? Like, she did. She took the lady's identity after she already earned a PhD. I don't know if she like did Vara go get that PhD, or did she just kind of claim it after the fact? I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Kiki, what you got? Is it possible the vial was tampered with, which could have made him weaker? If it were the case, then Gaia also would have been weaker, which I don't think we got that. And the other thing is, according to, again, this is not the deepest of writing, but when Gravik was going through everything, he was like, oh no, this is the real deal. So if we're just going off of the basic line that we are given here, it sounds like he was given the real thing. He has the harvest. She has all the she has every single power and ability of everyone in the MCU. This is trash. This is trash. I'm sorry. This is trash. That whoever wrote that needs to be fired immediately from Marvel. You gonna give this one character every single power, every power, ever? Stupid. Face, thank you so much. I didn't see Scarlet Witch on the list of names or see either of them use her powers during the fight. Well, that's because Scarlet Witch does not have these powers in her DNA. That's her powers. It's just like Doctor Strange. They tap into energy. It's a learned thing. Now, they might be more, let's say, they might have an affinity for magic. They might be naturals to it, but it's still something that has to be learned and it has to be taught. And it's not something that just because I have your DNA, I can open up portals like Doctor Strange. She gets her powers from Chthon. That's another evil dark entity or whatever. So she is not something, her powers are not something that's ingrained into her like that. So it wouldn't have mattered in that case. But thank you so much. All right, so let's go into our grade for this episode, because I'm gonna share some other stuff later. So right now, scale from 1 to 10, y'all let me know, how did you feel about this episode? So episode 6 only. Scale from 1 to 10. Let me know how you felt about it. Let me grab this while y'all talking. Hey, E and E fam, they're going back and forth on the origin of the Kree Skrull War. It seems like they're saying the Skrulls were the aggressors. You know, I was thinking about that because I think Vara had said something about how, no, it was actually in the earlier episodes where she said that, like, you know, our people are not homeless because of XYZ. It's because we kept going to war. I think it's a mutual thing. I think it's mutual on both sides. I think both of them have been, both the Kree and the Skrulls have been at war all the time. And if you kind of think about it, the the Skrulls, unless they had their own planet, and I don't know who destroyed their planet. I don't know if it was the Kree or something else, but like, who would want Skrulls on a planet? Like, you're an alien species, and all you do is like conform to the other species. You come in, you take up resources, you pretend to be other people. That's a problem. I don't know what alien race would be okay with, like, you just coming in and just gonna take our home like that. Like, that's not okay. So I think it was more mutual than anything. All right, so let's thank you, Frigga. I appreciate you. Let's kind of go through. Oh, I gotta give y'all my rating for it. Oh my god. Okay. For this episode, I like the visuals. The visuals were cool, at least for the fight. I like the whole back and forth, the Fury outsmarting people. But damn it, a lot of the writing was really bad. And I've told y'all for the longest, bad writing can take you. It don't matter how shiny your episode is. It don't matter how much action y'all put into stuff. If the writing is bad, I don't know about y'all, but I check out. And there were a couple times I was like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? I cannot excuse bad writing for a season finale. It's one thing if you tell me the bad writing comes in a middle episode or some filler episode, but in the season finale, you got to be on point. And I've told y'all this before. If these last 2 episodes don't hit hard, it's gonna be real hard to move this whole series up. So I think for this last episode, I'm gonna have to give it a 6. I cannot give you a pass for giving me bad writing in a season finale. That's terrible. Now, again, y'all had some good acting moments. Shout out to Kingsley Benadir. My man had a great moment as Gravik. The acting definitely saved it and made it tolerable. But my God, the plot holes, the bad writing, the stupid decisions. No. So I'm gonna give it a 6. But let's see where the people are at with it. We got 7, 6, 5, 6, 5, 7, 3, 7, 5, 8, 6, 7, 7, 4.5. Damn, a 10. Okay, loved it. Cool. 5, 6.5. Okay. 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6.5, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6, 7.5, 6.5, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Damn, 2, 6, 8, 7.5. Who else we got? 7, 5. Damn, -5. 5, 7, 6.5. To 7, 8.5, 1.3. Golly. 4, 4.5, 5.5, 7.5, 4, 3, 7, 3, what else? 6, 3, 7. Okay, 6 and a 6. All right, look. This did not stick the landing. Now, While you guys are doing this last part, we have to talk about okay, well, first let me grab these here. Frigga, why not ask the Asgardians or Guardians of the Galaxy for help? Because they're dumb. Because they're dumb. Why are you asking good questions? Why are you asking good logical questions when we just had a show that just demonstrated they don't care? They don't care. So I don't know. But thank you for that. I appreciate the logic. I really do. Famous wasted chance to have Photon appearance. You know what? I do wonder. Keep in mind, she was also doing They Clone Tyrone, I think, around the same time, and she was pregnant. So I'm not gonna be too hard on the fact that Tiona Paris wasn't available. So having a baby, doing another movie, that's probably the reason why she didn't show up. But thank you so much. But hey, she's gonna be in the Marvels. I'm looking forward to that at least. Okay, now here's the part. Y'all can go in. I'm gonna ask y'all to give me your grade for the entire season. So on a scale from 1 to 10, y'all tell me what is the grade for Secret Invasion while y'all are letting me know that. I am going to tell you guys what I believe to be the best parts and the worst parts of Secret Invasion. There were some things that I thought were very good, and there were some things that I thought were very bad. So while you guys are talking about that, let me share that with you. I think that for the good, the impact of the Skrulls on the MCU, the moment we learned that it went from like 10, 20, 30 Skrulls to a million, that was huge, I thought. I like the fact that we got that implication because what it did was it immediately started to create this level of paranoia for the MCU. Who's a Skrull? How long y'all been here? Is this yet again another ramification of the blip or snap? So that to me, I thought was a good positive for Secret Invasion. Second thing was the general chaos that we have as a byproduct of all the Skrulls being here now. Now that the president has basically said, yo, Skrulls, aliens are here, we ain't with it. You got all these vigilantes, you got all this chaos that is now happening. And I really wish the show would have shown more of this, but at least now we know there's going to be an ongoing ramification or impact of that paranoia where people are taking matters into their own hands. So that to me is a big problem in a good way for the MCU because you can't just gloss over that, and I think that this is going to be a good setup for something like Captain America, Brave New World. Still should have been New World Order, but it's going to be a good way to have a Captain America to help bring everyone together. You need someone who's going to represent America to kind of be like, yo, what y'all are doing is jacked up. What y'all are doing, y'all need to calm down. So I like this potential setup that Secret Invasion is having for the rest of the MCU. I will also say that the acting in this series was pretty damn good. The acting and not all, some of the writing was also very good. I love the interaction between Sam and Don Cheadle. That was just fantastic stuff. I love the fact that we got the performances from Kingsley Benadir. Great stuff. So to me, the acting was definitely something of quality in Secret Invasion and probably better than I'd say it's probably at the top 3 of the MCU shows in terms of the performances. And lastly, the best thing about Secret Invasion is this gave us a perfect story for Nick Fury. And while, yes, we're going to get to the bad stuff, we have to keep in mind that this was always the goal. The goal of most of these MCU shows is to tell a singular focused story about the main character, and we got that. We found out what was up with this super spy that we've known for so long. How was he broken? How was he healing? How was he changing? What happened with him? What's going on in his personal life? How is he? Has he lost his touch? How has he gained it back? All of these things were resolved in this story for Nick Fury. So while we can sit here and have issues with the grander stuff and maybe even with the MCU, this show understood the assignment to tell the story for Nick Fury, and it accomplished that, in my opinion. As for the bad, first of all, let me just say the episodes were way too damn short. Secret Invasion has, without a doubt, proved and confirmed that the Marvel formula of 6-episode Disney Plus shows, that formula is broken and not going to work moving forward. The only one, in my opinion, that was successful and probably the exception to this was Loki. Loki found a way to get around just having 6 episodes, but damn it, almost every episode hit real hard. It also developed the character in a meaningful way. It clearly had a huge implication for the rest of the MCU with the whole Kang thing. So Loki was the only exception, but my God, 6 episodes. And y'all have the audacity and the nerve to have a couple of those episodes be only 30 minutes long or less? You gonna have your season finale be 30 something minutes? Are you like, do you want our attention or not? That to me is just a slap in the face. And clearly this is not just an MCU problem. This is the issue going even over to just a Disney problem. It's a Disney Plus problem. So that was my main thing. That was one thing wrong with Secret Invasion. The second thing, Marvel is going back to one of the original villain problems that it's had for a long time, which is it keeps killing its villains. Why'd you have to kill Gravik? Like, and not just the fact that you killed Gravik, but it was the way that you killed Gravik. One of the issues I had here was the fact that, like, and this is going to be twofold. You didn't really have Nick Fury have the confrontation with Gravik, because the whole point of Gravik was like, yo, Fury, I need Nick Fury. That's my beef. Now, at the same time, and I'll give him a little credit here, we got Fury as Gaia, but that was also part of Fury's plan, which is kind of consistent with the fact that he uses Skrulls to do his dirty work. So in a sense, it kind of worked out. But it was also a little disappointing that, like, the way they took Gravik out was like from another superhero, another super Skrull that was way overpowered, and like you just killed him that easily, just like that. No, like nothing witty, nothing, intelligent, nothing creative. Like, it would have been different if it was like, oh, I'm gonna use this power, but you gonna use this other power, and because this power trumps this power, boom, I got like, y'all couldn't play chess. Y'all had them playing checkers, and then even with the checkers, it was like you just gave up. So the villain issue, I thought the way they sent Gravik off was wasted. Terrible. Then the other problem was the fact that you have what Secret Invasion has always been based on, which is, I told y'all, the paranoia, right? But what was the paranoia always based on? It was always based on you don't know who's a Skrull or not. This entire show dropped the ball when it came to revealing who was a Skrull. If you've read even a basic comic of Secret Invasion, if you even just heard of it, you know the number one thing, this was literally the one job this show had, was to surprise us with the reveals of who was a Skrull. And they dropped the ball so badly with Rhodey. You had one episode where he was calling Priscilla and we knew that was him on the phone. Then you just basically was like, oh yeah, Rhodey's a Skrull. Like, there was no buildup, there was no suspense, there was no tension. Y'all didn't find no way to make that a surprise? Because now it really felt like all this time that we knew or thought we knew when Rhodey was a Skrull or not, like, you lost the impact. You know what this was like? This was like, imagine it's your birthday and you know there's going to be a party. Like, you know there's going to be a party, okay? Because that's what happens on birthdays. And you drive up to your house and you already see the lights are on. You already see the people and the cars outside. You already hear the music. You already see all of this stuff happening. You walk up to the front door and everybody's partying. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's having a good time. They already eating cake. They doing all of this stuff. And then you walk in, don't nobody pay you no mind. And then they turn around and be like, surprise. Yeah, surprise. Good. Happy birthday. That's how this whole reveal felt. It was a stupid surprise party. So I'm sitting here like, yo, y'all had one job with these reveals, and you failed. And the last thing, of course, is Gaia. I like Amelia Clark just like as much as everybody else, but dang it, y'all done made her way too OP. You made her more powerful than Superman. Why? Because she ain't got no weaknesses. There's no weaknesses at all. It makes no sense. Captain Marvel was already a problem because she has literally no weaknesses unless you use a power stone. Like, unless you use the essential like component of power, you can't do nothing. Who gonna step to her? Who is gonna step to Gaia at this point? Because unlike Captain Marvel, at least Gaia got extremis. She can heal. She can turn into the Hulk. She can turn into Moff Gideon. She can turn into like all these different people. You know, I'm sorry, Ebony Maw or whatever, Moff Gideon. She can turn into all these different things and people and powers and stuff. She OP. It's a problem. Let me tell you something. Gaia needs to die. Okay, and I'm saying that as the character. She needs to die. If you want to save this, you need to put something in there saying like, yo, her DNA can't handle all these things. I don't know, the DNA is not compatible. Gaia needs to die because she's too powerful and it's taking away from the storytelling element. As I mentioned before, unlike Captain Marvel, whose other weakness was she just couldn't be everywhere all at once, she was always off planet. What's Gaia's excuse going to be? When something is happening on Earth and you need a superhero, why isn't Gaia around? Gaia can do damn near everything. So now it's like you created this unnecessary problem by giving her way too many powers, and it's ridiculous. Like the power scaling thing, trust me, I read comics, I like it, I understand it, but there's always some balance to it. You don't just keep going up and up and up and up without some sort of check and balance to it. I don't care if you Superman, I don't care who you are as a superhero, there's got to be some. That's why Superman has kryptonite, at least. That's why Superman got the red sunlight, at least. That's why Superman has to be vulnerable to magic, at least. You got to have some sort of check and balance. If they're just too powerful and you damn near just make them a god, and I'm not even talking about like Thor god, by the way, she got Thor's powers. It's unrealistic. It's not fun no more. It's not interesting anymore. So overall, when I think about Secret Invasion and when I think about the series as a whole, I have to say that this had so much potential. And like I said, there were some good things, but damn it, they did way too many bad things and it did not stick the landing, in my opinion. It did not stick the landing for all the reasons that I listed. So if I had to give this a grade overall, and there were some good moments in here too, I think I'm going to give the series overall. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5. And I might downgrade that to a 7. I'm going to wait to see how I feel later on, but I might downgrade it to a 7 because, to be honest with you, I have no real inclination, no desire to rewatch this either. Like I have no, like, y'all gave me what I got, what it was. So for the season, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Now I will say, if I'm ranking this, I think this is going to be number 4 on my list. I think it's gonna be at number 4. So I got WandaVision up there. I got Loki at number 2. I got What If at number 3, and I'm gonna put Secret Invasion there. And to be honest, I'm only putting Secret Invasion there and 4 just because I don't feel like the other Marvel shows did enough to climb up that ladder. So it's kind of number 4 by default, at that point. So anyway, that's how I felt about Secret Invasion. And that's pretty much a missed opportunity to be greater. It had a lot of potential, but obviously it didn't stick the landing. But y'all let me know, what did you think about the whole series of Secret Invasion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, so that right there, I'm gonna clip that for the replay gang. So I had to give them a little something, but we got the results here from the live crew. Let's see what y'all had to say. I'm gonna scroll up. I'm gonna scroll. I want to see what y'all felt about the season. Okay. 7-1. Okay. 7, 6, 8.5. Okay. 7, 7.5. 7, 8, 6. All right. 7, 7, 8. Okay. 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 6 for the season. 6, 7, 6.5. 7, 7.5. 7, 6. 7, 6.5. 7, 7.5. 8, 6.6. 7, 4, 8, 5, 7.5. 6.5. 7.5. 6, 6.5. 7, 7.5. How many we got? We got a couple more. 6.5. 7, 5, 6. 9.10. Okay. 8, 5, 7, and 6. Woo! All right, y'all. I think we're close. I think we're kind of close, at least to general sentiment about this show. Not the best. Could have been. We'll see. Frigga, what you say here? Good way to bring Rogue in. Let her siphon those powers. Listen, Rogue already got an assignment to siphon off Captain Marvel. Now to do it with Gaia too. Listen, I'm telling you, Gaia needs to die. She got to go. She cannot live. Listen, no man, no woman, no Skrull should be that damn powerful. Nobody needs that much power. Okay, nobody. I don't care what it is. Look, in Secret Wars or whatever. Listen, somebody need to kill her. So I don't care if it's an evil Captain Marvel. I don't care who or what it is. She got to go. She has got to go. But y'all, that is all we have for Secret Invasion. Y'all, we did it. We done. Woo. Y'all see y'all boys sweating out here. It's hot. Got the work polo on. It's hot out here. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in where this landed. I really thought that this show has so much potential to be better, but my gosh, Marvel, y'all better do better. Y'all have to do better. Like, I believe Daredevil is going to have, I think they said like 18 episodes or something. It's more episodes than Daredevil. And they said that like the first half was gonna be like 9 episodes, then the next half was gonna be another 9. So this is what I'm talking about when I said that, like, we're playing catch up with the bad decisions that were made before, right? So to me, it's kind of like y'all were making these rushed decisions, trying to get content out, trying to dominate streaming, and y'all realized it was not working. And Daredevil, at least from an MCU show perspective, now we still got to see if they can get the tone right. We still got to make sure they get the tone right, get the story together, because the story has to matter first. But it is possible that, Daredevil might rectify the ship. I don't know. I don't know. Look, we talked about this on the live where what was it? The stuntman on Daredevil said that like Marvel was committed to making sure that it just looked nothing like the Netflix series. Like, why? That's like somebody saying, like, you know what? I'm finna go into the NBA and I don't want to look nothing like, I don't want to play nothing like LeBron James. I don't want to be like Mike. I want to be the opposite. You want to be trash? How you gonna aspire to be the opposite? Like, now again, maybe Marvel gonna give us something different. Maybe, but if it ain't broke, anyway. All right, y'all. I kept y'all here long enough. This is yeah, I like Ms. Marvel. It's fine. Ms. Marvel's up there. It's just not, it was cool for what it was. I liked it. It's not the best show. But whatever. But y'all, I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time again, for being here, hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. It's always fun to go through these series with y'all, especially on a weekly basis. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, so I got more work I got to do for y'all. Still got to finish my From videos. I got a Scarlet Witch video I got to finish for y'all too. Of course we got our Friday live, so make sure y'all come in Friday. I got a feeling it's gonna be shorter. I got a feeling. I haven't heard that much good news going on, but we'll see. I don't know. A lot of things can happen. But hey, before y'all go, let me know what's y'all rating. What's y'all ranking for Disney Plus shows? I gave y'all mine. I don't really care about what happens after number 4. The rest of them, they could be whatever ranking. But y'all let me know, out of all of the Disney Plus shows, what is y'all current ranking and where does Secret Invasion rank in that for you? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, y'all know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Hopefully I will see you guys on Friday so we can talk about the news from the week. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry, so I need to go get my dinner. I hope y'all have a good one though. All right. Peace out.